Prepare to have your mind blown. Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, Mr. Greg Hague!
You are amazing. So have you ever seen like the Academy Awards opening where they have that music going and they're announcing all kinds of stuff and it's just like rocking and rolling? So I thought we'd get it started that way with a few thank yous. So first of all, I want to thank Marketing Armor. You don't know who that is, but Marketing Armor is the company that has built this technology that is going to blow you away tonight. So Mike Madden, Stephen Spratley, thank you. You're out there watching tonight from back east. And back in the table up there, right down there, Epic Productions. I mean, that's the loud table here, Epic Productions. This is the company that produced the commercial that I think is going to blow you away. We have the actors, the actresses, the owners. These guys are amazing. And we have a birthday back there as well, 32 years old, right? So happy birthday, Epic Productions. And I'd like to thank, yep, there's the birthday boy. Like to thank a guest we have tonight who's actually a client of our firm. His name is Matthew Zaccardi. Matthew Zaccardi is a client of Hague Partners. We have his home listed. And I was talking to him one day about the problem as a consumer, what this is all about. He didn't understand it till I explained it. Now, this is a consumer, not a realtor. And he said, Greg, unbelievable. I had no idea. I would like to support, I'd like to be at the party. I'd like to support the party. And I'd like to give, he is the finest custom tailor in Arizona. He's the one that made this shirt I'm wearing tonight. He'd like to give a custom shirt away. We have that as a door prize tonight. Thank you, Matthew Zaccardi. A few other quick thank yous. I'd like to thank Yvette Jessen. You guys have not heard of Yvette Jessen, most likely. Yvette Jessen is a RE/MAX owner in Cincinnati, Ohio. She has been a supporter since day one. Yvette, to show you how far back we go, Yvette was my father, who was a realtor in Cincinnati. Yvette was my father's personal assistant, executive assistant. Then she became president of Caldwell Banker in Cincinnati after my dad passed away. Yvette sees the vision. Yvette, I'm sorry you couldn't make it, but Yvette, we love you. So thank you, Yvette, for your support. Couple other quick ones. Career Compass, Beef Wellington Career Compass in California. Career Compass, the largest training organization, I believe, in California, has had me at their events. They've supported this movement. So appreciative. Thank you, Beef. Thank you, Career Compass. You guys are amazing. And lastly, I want to thank, and this is going to sound kind of like weird in a way, but amazingly, the visionary behind this wasn't just me, it was me and my son Corey 12 years ago. Corey was selling real estate for Hague Partners. He and I were talking one day. We had a vision about a whole different way to approach real estate. We actually implemented it and it won, what was it, Corey? It won 2007 Inman Idea of the Year. Is that what it was? 2007? You know, yeah, website Inman Idea of the Year. So this we've taken and refined it enormously. So Corey, thank you for your vision. And by the way, anybody looking for protective playground surfacing, Corey runs the largest protective playground surfacing in the Southwest. Thank you, Corey. And lastly, before I introduce the team, I want to thank you again, Roseanne. You are like amazing. No guy could have a better wife. You know how to put on a party, Roseanne. Before I unveil, I'd like to introduce, this isn't me, this has been a team effort. People all over the country, realtors who have supported this, so many people in so many venues and areas, but there is a team There has been a team that has worked their butt off 7 days a week for 9 months. We are texting, talking, emailing on weekends and evenings, and I'd like to introduce the team that has made this happen, and I'd like to start with Teresa. Teresa Harriet, come up here, Teresa. Okay, we're good. There we go. So, when I went to Teresa first of all, Teresa and I first met 20 years ago. We started selling real estate together. Teresa is the managing partner and designated broker for Hague Partners. When I shared this idea with Teresa, I don't know in my life when I've ever seen a person go more all in, be more supportive, more loyal, more around the clock. I mean, I just want to tell you in front of the world, Teresa, that you are like, it doesn't get any better than you. Are one of the most amazing people in the world, and this would not have happened without you at my side and your support, and I want the world to know it. And she also has one of the best personalities in the world. We, as most of you know, we have a brokerage and go on appointments, so Teresa and I go on listing dates, right? And we went on like 4, 5, or 6 last week. Got everyone, first appointment, right? And here's the thing. It's no longer about me. They just look at Teresa, listen to Teresa, and all she has to do is smile and they reach down and sign. So Teresa, thank you. Stay up here. Jen, come on up.
I'm going to scoot over here.
So Jen has been at my side for I don't know how many years, 3 or 4 years. The quick story on Jen is that Jen met me back east, drove for hours up to meet me at a speaking event, and basically said, Greg, I want to do what you're doing, I want to work for you. And I said, but Jen, you're not in real estate, you don't know real estate. So Jen spent the next few weeks studying the content, my videos, 3 in the morning. Her 2 daughters, it's like Greg Hague was a star with her 2 daughters. And Jen, I mean, most of you know Jen. She emails you everything I ever say in the videos. Hey, if you have any problems at all, email jen@realestatemaverics.com. I mean, this woman is one of the most amazing human beings in the world. Jen, this would not be happening without you. Thank you. And Brian, my son Brian. Brian started, how many, 10, 15 years ago with me in
17.
real estate? 17. What, am I getting shorter and you getting taller?
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's not the way it's supposed to work.
No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Brian is put together, he is the creative mastermind behind the website in terms of creativity, behind the website you'll see. He was the one that worked with Epic Productions, working on the script, the creativity. I know he drove you guys absolutely nuts. I get that.
Sorry, guys.
He drives us all nuts, but let me tell you, Brian's OCD in a good way. Oh, Brian's being anal. Yeah, no. You absolutely killed it in terms of the creativity, the commercial, the website, and I'll tell you, this wouldn't be happening without you, my son. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks,
Thank
Dad.
you. And Adrian. So Adrian joined me as we were just getting started, right? Just getting, actually a little before.
Yeah.
And Adrian is a professional, you all know, harp player and plays multiple other instruments. We had an interview and I was so impressed with Adrian that I hired her before we actually got this started. And Adrian is the mastermind behind all the social media, all the engagement, everything with Stopzilla. Without Adrian, this wouldn't be happening. She is not only one amazing musician, but one amazing person, also pretty gorgeous too,
oh
right?
My God.
And are you wearing heels or am I getting, I'm getting shorter.
I'm ready to take them off.
In any case, Adrian, thank you. This would not be happening without you. And Wes, come on up. So Wes Blackwell came down from Sacramento. Wes was actually in my training.
Yes, I
Sacramento.
was.
Met me at a Kevin Ward event.
Yes.
Impressed with what we were doing at Hague Partners, came down and joined Hague Partners. And with no compensation. I mean, this is just like Wes has gone so all in, and you'll be receiving a brochure tonight, a 12-page glossy brochure that explains the new technology and how you can use it. That is Wes's brainchild. Wes worked, we were one night till midnight.
Yes.
I mean, multiple days,
many
many nights till midnight. Wes is, we have team calls in the morning. Is there anybody more talkative than Wes on the team calls?
Yeah.
No, I mean, Wes, if it's ever silent, Wes always has something to say.
That's very true.
And it's usually halfway smart.
Yeah. Sometimes more than halfway.
Yeah, so Wes, thank you.
Thank
You're
you so much,
amazing.
Greg.
Appreciate it. Okay, so when I got into real estate, back, gosh, in the 1960s, my dad had been a realtor, and in fact, I grew up in the business, and in fact, 65 years ago, I was working for my dad when I was 4, 5 years old, working for my dad, doing mimeographs as he was duplicating listings for black books to be distributed, and those of you that go way back know what I'm talking about, to be distributed to brokers around Cincinnati, what's known as the early incarnation of the MLS. So Dad was one of the visionaries who started a company in Cincinnati called the Cincinnati Property Exchange, because for those of you that don't go way back, and most of you don't, people shop for homes back then like they shop for cars today. There was no MLS, there was no co-broking. So what people did is a buyer would go to one brokerage. If that brokerage didn't have a home that fit them, they would go to another brokerage, and they just kept going around to brokerage shopping for homes the way you shop for cars. So Dad had a vision. He thought, wouldn't it be interesting, wouldn't it be a better way if realtors knew what each other's listings were and they agreed to split commissions? So he started a company called the Cincinnati Property Exchange. I helped him distribute the books on Saturday to brokers all over Cincinnati. He did it totally for free. It was just a service to the real estate industry. And that was one of the companies. There were other things like that going on in the country, one in San Diego like it, which Dad didn't know about. And that became, Dad's vision back then became part of what became today's MLS. Now, the reason I tell you that is because, number one, I'm so proud of my dad and I write so much about him, but I tell you that because think what the MLS has done for our industry. Think what our industry would be like without it. And going back before third-party websites, I want you to remember, those of you that sold back then, imagine and remember how much in control you were. When buyers were looking for a home, who did they go to? They went to you, didn't they? There was nowhere else to find homes other than you could run print ads. Buyers came to you. When sellers needed to sell, they went to you. Why? Because you had the buyers. Now, a lot of people say, but Greg, that kind of control has maybe a bad connotation. Well, control, like technology, can be used in a good way or a bad way. I sold for years under that kind of a model before there were third-party websites, and I'll tell you this, I know for a fact that buyers were better served then than they are today. Buyers didn't get inaccurate valuations on homes from licensed realtors. Buyers got timely and accurate information. Sellers were better served because when they went to market their homes, they didn't have inaccurate valuations posted next to them. One of the reasons Matthew Zaccardi is in the audience. Sellers didn't, when they go to market their home, they didn't have agents who not only knew nothing about their home, but didn't even know that they were being posted next to a listing. Sellers didn't have those agents who knew nothing about their home sucking buyers away from their home, and yet that's the world we live in. Think about this. And I just use Zillow as an example because tonight isn't about Zillow. Tonight is about a new technology, a new way to do real estate, something that we're going to do in a positive way. And then if we win, it'll be because we did a good thing and a positive thing, not because we pounded on Zillow. It's the better man wins. So that's what this should be about. But the big why is a simple thing like this. Think about if you listed a home, those of you that list and sell real estate, and you ran an ad and you listed Matthew Zaccardi's home for $850,000. And you ran an ad on Matthew Zaccardi's home and you said, my seller is asking $850,000, but I think it's worth $800,000. And you put that in the ad. You know for a fact that the Department of Real Estate in your state would probably get in their car and come out and take your license off the wall and say, you're too stupid, you don't deserve a hearing. But that is the world we're living in today because we made, as Kevin pointed out, a catastrophic mistake. What is that mistake? We gave unlicensed companies, third-party websites, people who have become, companies who have become middlemen, we gave them free and unfettered access to our listing data. And what have they done with that listing data? They've done just what I described, and what they've done is used it for their own benefit. Does anybody here think that these third-party websites, that when they wake up in the morning, what they're thinking about is, how can we help the real estate profession better serve its sellers and sell homes? Do you think that's what they're thinking about every morning? No chance. And yet that is what we think about every morning, and that's the problem. So we have to, in my view, to keep it very simple, we have to eliminate third-party website middlemen because number one, they don't serve our sellers well. Number two, they don't serve buyers well. And number three, they make us, Kevin Ward talks about being pros and amateurs. Most customers, clients don't realize we're not affiliated with them. We upload listings. It makes us look bad. It makes us look like amateurs when we have that happening, those kinds of mistakes, that kind of misrepresentation happening out there with these third-party websites. So, to cut to it and get to the unveiling. Sorry, just get wound up. But there has to be a why. There has to be a why, something that gets you up and gets you going in the morning, and that's the why. So here, in my view, is the solution. We need to get our buyers back. The deal is that if we as a profession, if buyers come to us first, and I want to say that again, if buyers come to us first, they don't go to Zillow first. They don't go to Realtor.com first because we don't own that anymore. They don't go to Trulia first. They don't go anywhere first. They go to you first. That buyers come to you first. If you have the buyers, then you'll never lose the sellers. Would you agree? But if you don't have the buyers, you're at risk of losing your sellers. And what got me going on this is when Zillow introduced instant offers, which many of you are aware of, which was a clear play, is a clear play to take our sellers away by doing what? By saying, hey, come in, put in what you're looking for, we'll make you an offer. We have 15 investors that'll make you an offer. Little do the sellers know that they'll never, rarely ever take the offers, but Zillow captures your seller leads, the people who would have called you because you built your brand, you built the relationships, they capture it and then they sick one of the agents on there, and I'm not being, I don't mean to be detrimental to the agents, but they take somebody who's paying for leads as opposed to somebody who's built their brand and built relationships, and they give them that lead and they go after the seller. And let me tell you something. If Zillow has our buyers because we gave it our listings, and the others do, if we let them have our sellers, and believe me, don't think they're not trying to get it because they realize that not having the sellers is their Achilles heel. If we pulled our sellers back, all these websites would be dead, correct? They'd be gone. But why? We can't. I even put homes when I need to on Zillow. Why? Because I want to serve Matthew Zaccardi and my sellers. Zillow has buyers because of our listings. So I'm not going to take my selfish interest and my passion that these are wrong and hurt my sellers because of it, and neither should you. So we need a solution. We need to get our buyers back. So I'm going to ask you this question, then I'm going to tell you what we're doing. If I could show you a way that you, with a marketing message and a formula, a high-tech formula, that you could put this out to buyers, and virtually every single buyer in the market would immediately think, oh my gosh, the realtor, the real estate profession is offering me an advantage that Zillow and none of the others even come close to. Would you like that? Would that be like an amazing way to get your buyers back? Yes. And then think about this. What if every time you went in to list a home, you could, this is the biggie, you could expose that home to every potential buyer. To every potential buyer for that home, you could expose that new listing to every potential buyer and do it within minutes of the time you listed and have no cost at all. No sign, no MLS, no advertising, that all those buyers were pre-identified and all you had to do was put a little description in of the home that you'd listed, and within minutes of the time you uploading it, you were flooded with buyers who were wanting to see it right then. How easy would your job be then? How well would you serve your sellers if you could do that? Would that be awesome? One of two things would happen. You would either sell the homes right away, or you'd be able to show the seller right away that their price was out of line, right? So let me describe to you what we're doing. The world today, as you know, is a world of smartphones. So we've developed a website, but the website right now is going to be in the background until we scale up nationally. And what you're going to have are 2 smartphone apps. So let me talk about smartphone app number 1. Smartphone app number 1 is the Agent Edition. And by the way, these will be available in a few days on the app stores for Android and iOS. So you're going to be able to download the Agent Edition app. And when you go out to a home to list it, you'll put in the price, the address, a brief description of the home. You can record a 45-second audio on the home. You can do all of this right there and do it in a minute or 2 while you're out in the home still with the seller, and you can do it on your smartphone app. But of course, so what? That means nothing unless you have the buyers to distribute that to. So there's also a buyer app. Same thing, it's a buyer app, it's the buyer edition. This is the one that consumers will download. And here's what that does for them. Think about this. Now pretend you are a home buyer. Pretend you're a home buyer. What is the thing you want most? You want a great buy on a home that you love, right? Do all home buyers want a great buy on the home they love? Everyone. Is there any exception? I mean, everybody wants a great buy on the home they love. What's the best way to get a great buy on the home you love? It's to know about homes that fit your needs before anybody else. If you're a home buyer and you had the opportunity, let's say you're looking in Scottsdale between $400,000 and $500,000. If you could open a smartphone app and you could put in that I'm looking in this area, in this price range, you could simply put in your contact information and you could upload it to what we call a buyer match processor. You could just upload it and you would be notified of new listings before any other buyer. That is, before they appeared on Zillow, before they appeared on Realtor.com, before there was a sign, before they were in MLS. If you were a buyer, and for free, you could download an app, put in what you're looking for, and be the first to know when homes came up that fit your needs. Let me ask you a question and just give me an honest answer. Would you download the app and would you do it? I mean, how could you not, right? And if you saw a commercial, if you saw video, if you saw messaging that said, be the first to know, get a first mover advantage, be the first to see the homes that would fit your needs, and that commercial just rocked you. You said, oh my God, that is so cool. I mean, if it was delivered in a compelling way, that would even make it catch on more quickly. Agreed? So, buyers download this, we market this message, you market this message, we market this message. And I'm going to take you in 2 groups into the theater right after I do this presentation, and I'm going to show you our first commercial produced by Epic Productions. You can judge for yourself whether when this is constantly running on social media, on TV, when we're doing the audio version on radio, when it's on print media, you judge for yourself, and let's take Phoenix as a rollout market. You judge for yourself whether buyers won't sign up for this like crazy when they see that message. So if they do, and they will, look at what that does for you. All of you who have contributed. You're first. You get this. You get this for free. And in fact, everybody who has contributed to our crowdfunding effort gets the use of this for 2 years, absolutely free. That's written in our guidelines, no matter whatever happens to me. And better than that, because we want adoption, everybody who has contributed to our crowdfunding effort can give this to 10 other real estate agents, their gift, for free. So 10. The initial goal, it isn't about bringing in money. We'll fund it. The initial goal is to get adoption and make it work for you, because here's the thing. Buyers will, you'll see, buyers are going to download this app like crazy. They're going to put in what they're looking for like crazy. But we need to ping them. You know what ping them means? They need to get hits. They need to see listings coming up. So it's up to you. I can't do this. It's up to you to spread this around and get agents who are listing properties to upload listings so buyers get notified that these new listings come up. Now listen to what happens. Buyer downloads the app, put in what they're looking for. You go out, list a property, seller signs the listing agreement. You take a quick photo, put in the address, put in the price, put in a little written description. By the way, our app allows you to do it with voice recognition, so you can do it just like that. You record a 45-second audio, and by the way, in our version 2, coming out probably in a month or 2, you'll be able to do a video. You record that and you upload it. What happens is we have a buyer match processor. We've trademarked that as well. Buyer match processor takes all the buyer needs. They match them with what you just uploaded, what you put in there. It instantly gives the buyers, let's take Phoenix as an example, all over Phoenix, they get a flash notification on their smartphone. And then have you ever seen the little dot that appears on apps when it wants you to open it because something's there for you? It gets a dot on the app with the number of listings that have come up, the number of listings that come up that match their criteria. The buyer opens the app, the buyer sees the home you just uploaded, and I want you to realize this happens in minutes. I mean, this is while you're still with the seller. The buyer sees it, the buyer can see it on a map, the buyer can listen to your audio, and then you know what the buyer can do? The buyer can, you're right there, your branding's right there, the buyer can click your phone number and call you, or we have what we call a spin dial appointment setter. So the buyer can just go down and spin dial in a time and a date and click it, and you immediately get notified on your phone as to the buyer's email address, the buyer's name, the buyer's phone number, and their requested appointment time, so you can get back to them and either confirm it or change it. So this whole thing is set up so that buyers will adapt it and put in what they're looking for. Why? They want a first mover advantage. If you believe that buyers will resonate with a first mover advantage, then you've got to see what this is going to do for you. Virtually every buyer in every market with enough marketing will download this app, which means not me, you. The real estate profession will have a database of every single buyer that's looking for every type of home in every price range in every market. And when the real estate profession, when we upload homes, bang, we hit all those buyers right then, first day, first hour, while you're still with the seller. The goal is for you to be getting calls and you to be having appointments set before you get in your car after you listed a home. Would you like that? We also have a website that shows these homes being uploaded. But right now and for a while, we're not going to make that visible. The BuyerHunt.com website, and the brand is BuyerHunt. The BuyerHunt.com website simply talks about the app, and let me tell you why. We want buyers to download the app. The whole goal is what? To take our buyers back. So we need to get out as an industry now, and we need to market this message to buyers that we, professionals, we, realtors, we give you an advantage over Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, all other websites. Download our app. our app and get notified homes within minutes of when they are listed. You know that will resonate with buyers, and in doing that, we as a profession take back our buyers, build our database of buyers, and ultimately, once we have the buyers, what do? We build this out full-featured. We build it out full-featured, but the first goal is to be in a space that nobody is. In my view, it would have been foolish to go up against Zillow and just try, or Trulia or Realtor.com, and just try to produce a better website. The goal was to say to ourselves, this team, where are they not? What are they not doing that every buyer would love? And this is the idea we came up with, and then spent the 9 months and a crap load of money building out this technology with the one singular goal of taking our buyers back as real estate professionals, with the long-term goal of having it spread nationally, doing your marketing, doing top-down marketing, and ending up with not only our buyers back, not only the profession, the great profession that this has always been, but I fear we are at risk of losing, but of better serving buyers with more accurate information and better serving sellers as well. So, do you like that idea? Do you like what we're doing? So what I'm going to do is, and this is the part I think you're just going to totally, I hope, love. Epic Productions produced a commercial, which truly, this is like, I'm going to tell you, I believe this is Super Bowl Olympic level stuff. And you deserve that. This profession deserves that. And I mean, we killed ourselves to make this commercial like rock. And by the way, it's more than just a TV commercial. This is for all of you to use on social media, whatever, to start bringing buyers back to you. I'm going to go into the theater. And what we'd like to do is have a few of the tables, not Epic, but a few of the tables, like 30 or 40 of you, come into the theater, as many as can. I'm going to play it a couple times, and then could you circulate in, and the rest of you will see it as well. So does that all make sense? So I'm going to head in there. I'm going to get it going. Those of you on the live stream, I hope you like what we're rolling out here. I want to remind you the goal. The goal is to empower you to take back the buyers, do something buyers are going to love so you can better serve your sellers, and ultimately, in building that database, what's going to happen? You're going to end up, in my view, being able to sell homes in a matter of hours or days as opposed to weeks or months. So all right, you guys want to meet me in the theater? I will see you there.